Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all my sweet nerds throughout the whole world, welcome to the end of the weekend and the start of awesome. It's Monday, February 10th, 2014, and this is Day 9 Daily number 678, 678, where we learn to read like a better gamer and be a better gamer. Half-Life 3 is confirmed because I wore a shirt with a Half-Life logo. The joke is primed! In the Day 9 Daily, we ordinarily learn to be a better gamer, but on Mondays, we dick around. That's right. With all your stresses and strains, school, work, relationships, diet, exercise, and of course, the inimitable etc., it is so critical that you take those regular breaks to say, no, Hakuna Matata, I remember the 90s. No worries for this next upcoming 90 minutes, because in today's episode, we're going to take a look at 1v1 and team games where you were given the following constraint. Shit, I got distracted by the cat. Where you have the following constraint. Most of your attacks must have Zerg defensive structures in them. Ooh. I think you are perhaps as tickled as I to see what the potential outcomes are. I don't think there's anything to announce for the week other than that I'm doing shows all week, and if you go to day9.tv, you'll see them. Let's go ahead and do something that will upset most people. That was good, and that was great. As we hop into our introductory game, let us... Oh my god, look, hi guys! We have... In today's Funday Monday, it's a tale of tales. It is the stories of the stories within these games. Moshomatic and BRW Nobody. These two individuals are Bronze Leaguers. Not beleaguered Bronze Leaguers, to say the least. No, perhaps they think that it is the old rating system by which they're judged as the bottom 20%. Perhaps they know that it's the new Bronze League structure, where they're only in the bottom 50. The important thing is that these two humans have embraced being below average. Not in a way that involves any spite, malice, hatred, ill will towards one another or themselves. We're going to watch two people have a nice time. Isn't that great? Let me uplift you on this Funday Monday. Let's lay this down. Oh, there it is. Look at this, BRW Nobody. He's not messing around. He says good luck, have fun before moving the Overlord. Are you serious? Oh my god, that right there is an interesting opening. Let drones auto-split. Build that first drone because that's important. Good luck, have fun. No need to scout. I'm in Bronze League. Sweet. Sweet that nobody does that. You too, says Moshomatic. And at some point, nobody decides to send out Overlord number 1 like a darling. What a little slice of angel fruitcake. Ah, wonderful. Drone's going to go out because this is the attack non-stop with Zerg defensive structures. Well, not non-stop. I simply said most of your attacks. And because this is America, there's no such thing as in-betweens. It's all the time or never. Seriously, have you ever read texts between middle schoolers or even conversations with someone under 16? Oh my god, why do you always do that? Dude, I've done it twice. Twice is drastically different from always. There's a weird insecurity of the young, I feel, in terms of not just saying how many times it happened or being able to state anything plainly. I don't know why that is. This isn't even a joke. This is something that I've been thinking about for a long time. And I experience it constantly, thanks to Twitter. That's really what Twitter is. It opens up ways for people to blow things out of proportion quickly to the person that they want to talk to in 140 characters. It's like instant connectivity. Leave Skype on during one show in the last 3 weeks, which I recalled because I was there for the shows in the last 3 weeks, and someone said, dude, why do you always have Skype unmuted? And immediately I'm like, it wasn't always. I'm like completely missing his point. I can't even see past the point because always. Hey, your Skype was on once. Why was that? I can emotionally wrap my head around that. Dude, you never put the toilet seat in. You never do it. Why do you always do that? Oh my god. I tried to go to Wendy's and the line took forever. So good. Mr. Nobody eventually sent that Overlord in a nice non-superlative fashion. Mosho-matic, this drone has arrived in the base. No strain, no stress on his mind. Nobody's going to come down here. He's got a plan. And Mosho-matic sends everything. Now, if we were in, say, Platinum League, we would portray Mosho-matic as being someone losing control, going, shit, it's a proxy! Because if you're in Platinum League, you've seen shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the Platinum League at all, you didn't wind up there due to talent. You didn't have an innate skill in gaming. You had a proxy hatch in your base discovered because the creep wound up in its vision. The creep wound up being able to be seen by your starting command center, and you're like, no. No, and you scout and a queen's done it's an injecting larva and a hatch in your base. No. And after that game, you kept playing, and now you scout your own main base. That's like checking underneath your bed after you wake up to make sure that the monster hasn't even begun plans to be under your bed later that night. You've seen shit in Platinum League. But Mosho-matic is in bronze. He probably has a tequila with a lime, and he's just boxing. He's playing from a Wi-Fi connection on a beach, and just so happens to, be boxing 6 SCVs, and he's like, no, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal in the slightest. Yeah, I'll go ahead and box all the workers that I began the game with to deal with one of them. Nice and chill and relaxed. None of the try-hard of our Platinum Leaguer Faustus. A little bit of nibbling going on. Nothing too stressful on either player, really. The drone is actually just playing telephone, being like, hey, what do you think I'm going to be when I grow up? Because it'll either be a building or a laborer. And in the meantime, BRW Nobody's doing his thing. Now here's where tensions happen. Here's where we start to feel some of the tent spots coming up. Uh-oh. This is where heart rates arise. The tequila gets set down. I don't really know the name of a lot of cocktails. If someone wants to name for me a tropical fruity sounding drink, I don't know. I don't know the names of drinks at all. I'm not really like an aficionado of the mixed beverages, but I honestly think that you could probably go to a bar and just make up anything. It's like, can I have a Greco-Dutch wheelbarrow, please? Yeah, just coming right up. Can I have the Banshee's Lips? Oh yeah, that's gin and an ice cube and a hint of Kool-Aid and a sprinkle of powder. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's powder. The Banshee's Lips. Oh my god, oh god, I've rewound. Can I have the Emperor's Suspenders for a moment? Oh, Pina Colada, that sounds nice and tropical. Song written about that. The important thing is, I don't know what I'm talking about, and Mosho-matic is on a beach. Here it comes. Alright. The attempted production immediately returns back into Mosho-matic, just pulling back a retreat. He did the damage he thinks that he wanted to do, and BRW Nobody's going to go ahead and advance and get himself up a reactor factory. Now, tanks do outrange spine crawlers, but this is at a phase of development in every player's history where there's just a unit he finds cool. And I think for Mosho-matic, it's the mine. The mine against buildings. This is good. This is like locking your door at night to make sure that the apartment next door doesn't break in. BRW Nobody. He's starting to move forward with them spines. Oh, he's got suspicions of the way this game's going to play out. Starting to get more drones. Uh-oh. There's a whole massive Hellions. The Hellions now, if you watch the GSL, Hellions are used to control creep spread. Now, some of you I know watched the GSL all night last night and managed to get through one game. Hey-o! But here it comes, Mosho-matic. Massing up them Hellions. Here it comes. We even have a layer coming in for Nobody. And expand after the expand to the natural. because soon enough the spine offensive begins. How do Hellions fare against spines? Not as... Ooh. Now, normally anyone in Platinum League would have a vein popping out in their forehead. Their usual charming tenor voice reduced to a feral growl. Who does this? Who does this and has a consistent win percentage? I'm angry! Nobody is against Mushomatic, though. Who's a little tipsy, giggling at himself at the idea of lighting a queen on fire from atop a ramp. You don't even know where the fire is coming from when it hits you. And you gotta wonder why on earth it is that I continue to paint Mushomatic in such a fashion. Creep tumors are in his base. Spine crawlers are poking at his supply depots. Mines are being built in 4s, because I guess if they take down the overlords, then the spine crawlers won't be able to see up. Shooting down the ramp, still using that vision height, you know, gets a little bit. BRW Nobody continues to do the ever so gentle spine crawler offensive. Ooh. Mines versus spines is gonna have quite the bad time. Nobody has a layer up purely to get overseers to assist in the detection of the mines. This is a moment that I guess has happened. Mines versus spines. The Overlord gets taken out. But guess what? Our two heroes. That's right, not one, but two heroes. Mushomatic is literally losing to buildings. And says, GG, and by the way, what kind of play is that? And there's even punctuation. Funday Monday topic. Ah, I see. Gonna send it in? I mean, gonna try. That's so sweet. I mean, this is like Abe Lincoln just being like, oh, hey, John Wilkes. It's a nice gun. It's really good. And, I mean, those shoes, do you think they'll be able to catch the fall when you jump off the balcony? And John Wilkes is like, oh, Abe, you always think of others. I mean, that's just touching. Gonna try. Oh. Look at him. He's building more mines against buildings. They don't even trigger him. But he likes them. Well, Day 9 did make you do it. And then Abe Lincoln was like, well, both you and I will be in history books for children. Ha ha ha. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go bleed to death in the balcony if that's cool. What a sweetheart. GG. LOL, TY. Too true. Burrowing the mines in the midst of these. Oh my god. Wow. Mushomatic. In the spirit of Abraham Lincoln, whose middle name I don't know, and I almost said Abraham John Lincoln. I don't know. I need to start adding middle names in for people, I feel. That'd be really good. Hello, I'm Sean St. Michael Plot. Is that his real middle name, or isn't it? You just don't know. It is. I like my middle name. Listen. Mushomatic is an inspiration to us all. That sometimes, when you're trying to try so hard, you're literally... That sentence wasn't even a typo. You do try to try in StarCraft. You sit down and you're like, I'm going to stay focused today. You're trying to try. Oh my god. You're trying to try before doing social studies. That's how hardcore things can get up in play. But Mushomatic, playing from the beach on Wi-Fi, reminds us all that even if you lose in a way that could be considered universally embarrassing, you lost to buildings. Buildings with restrictions on where they can be built to the utmost. But Mushomatic hangs down like a boss. And with that, let's watch some people get pissed off. Alright, cool. We got the intro out of the way. So good. I'm going to go ahead and open up this game. This is going to tickle you. This is going to get you wiggly. This is where Faustus is going to tune in and be like, yeah, that's right, enough of this. Enough of this philanthropic garbage. How do you win in Funday Monday? Well, don't worry. We're going to take a look at Wee Jam, who's about to jam an elbow in the face of Traumatomy. Traumatomy. I can't tell if he's going for a trauma-based mechanism or perhaps an area of scientific research known as traumatomy. But Bill Nye's disappointed in Traumatommy's inability to predict. That was meta. Whoa. So, of course, roses are red, violets are blue. It's Monday, and I'm as happy as you. That's more or less what he said, but with periods in there. Traumatomy. Abraham Lincoln has no middle name. I shouldn't be surprised. The fewer names you have, the more badass a human you are. Madonna. Ooh, a lot of achievements in the life of Madonna. Bono. Or Bono, depending on how embarrassed you want to sound at parties. And that's why we StarCraft players stick with a name, a clan and a name. I'm Jam from Team Wee! Get wrecked. So we got Wee Jam. He's early expanding. The map is heavy rain. Counterattacks galore. All sorts of attack paths. Traumatomy. I really wish his name was like Trauma Tony. Some guy named Tony who, like, at age 11 began, like, the first 40% of puberty but then stopped and got one of those little mustaches. Do you have one of those? I had one of those. I denied it. I was in fuzzy mustache denial for like a year. I had like one of these like Fu Manchu strips. Oh god, I think I've talked about how stupid I looked when I was in like 3rd to 6th grade. But this was in middle school. This was like 7th and 8th grade. I had some of these, and here was the hairstyle that I wanted to go for. Not frosted tips, amazingly, but I wanted to have it really short in the back and long in the front. And I had this for a while. I even had this in high school. So I kind of had one of these. Yeah, man, with like with these things, man. Like I was getting ready for football practice and they wanted me to feel like a warrior and they tried to reach up and mark my eyes with black, but they're like, I'm tired, we'll just do above his lips. And I was like, all right, I'm ready for warrior time. I just looked silly. Why are we talking about this? Oh yeah, well because I would want to think of a name like Trauma Tony. Trauma Shawnee. I want to bring trauma to him. I don't know. Actually, for any of you who are 40%ers for a little bit, puberty progressors, like, did you get the you know, like one of those? Oh my god. Talk about, I mean, I sunk right down into my jinkos with shame. I couldn't believe it. Yes, Sean, how do you factor that polynomial? Well, it's 7x squared. And like, I wanted to be the greatest math student in the world, and I still wouldn't tell him what the rest of the polynomial was because I didn't trust my own voice. Oh my god. People are worried about the 99%. What about the 40%ers out there? Oh god, it's a gruesome, awful life. My legs hurt because I'm growing. Well, you're going to be a different person in a year, so I don't know if I even need to give you sympathy right now. You're going to sound different, look different. You're going to wear a completely new set of clothes. No one's going to recognize you. And you will be at a whole new level of awkward where I won't even really be able to look at you. So, I mean, I guess that's just horrible. And I'll look at you and be like, nah, I guess that happened. The story of the 40%ers. Alright, is anyone relating to anything I'm saying? Am I talking only about me right now? Is that... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All I wanted to do was get my tips frosted, wear jinkos, go home, watch Pete and Pete, and have debates about whether NSYNC or Backstreet Boys was better. That's all I wanted to do. I had needs. Uh-oh, we jam. Getting ready. This isn't the elbow striking the face. This is just the elbow stepping out of the shadows. I don't really think that's a trope in horror movies yet, but really Wee Jam is starting to channel his inner Wes Craven. Now I'm saying? Alright, sweet. Wee Jam. Getting his spine up. Good. Getting the geysers up. Look at this. A 4-queen build from Wee Jam. How exceptional. Lots of defense going on. The dronage coming up. Wow. Now, Traumotomy has constructed himself a little wall off enemy. Getting himself the gas. He's almost done with his layer tech. Holy crap butts. That was a 5-minute layer. Now, a 6-minute layer is early. A 5-minute layer, I think, is bad. But, you know, that happens. Sometimes. Because now, do you expand? Do you build a spire? This drone is having an identity crisis. He's being pulled in 2 directions. His parents just need to learn to macro. There it is. It looks like it's going to be an expansion choice. Now, what's happening over here from Wee Jam seems to be a little bit of creep spredage. Little creep spredagio. We got some spine crawlers hanging out back here. Doesn't really seem to be anything too noteworthy, but Traumotomy is building himself up the spire. He's building himself up the expansion. He has defending himself up the banelings. He has overlords in all the right places. He seems to know the moves. He seems to watch Code S and get it. But what's this? What's this? Oh, the Nidus drill. Nidus worming is when you got 1. But Nidus drilling, like what they do with bank vaults in Die Hard movies, doubling the bandwidth. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get another transcontinental cable, if you know what I'm saying. And that isn't a euphemism for something sexual. He's literally just going to go absolutely Nidus wild. Now, Traumotomy has the reaction speed of someone with a map hack. Or Maru Prime. But here comes Mutulus popping out. Queens. Les queenettes arrivent. Voila. Look at this pro-queening. Look at this APM. There's hundreds of APM present in this game right now. There's not even transfuses when there really could be and should be. And ordinarily would be. Target fire here, target fire there, and all of a sudden Baneling firing spore crawlers arrive. 3-shotting mutas. Look at the sick damage. Oh my god. We've got a little bit of slowlings coming up. Oh, is that not? Oh, yes. Le victoire est arrivée. Now let's go ahead and take out this key tech structure. Oh! Nidus in the front. I mean, I don't know if you knew this, but spore crawlers are defined as thermonuclear threats to mutalisks. And other than that, they just sort of are gross. They're sort of like boogers that they fly at the remainder of units, but against mutalisks. These are lethal boogers. Really quite terrifying. I mean, all of humanity nearly died to the boogers in Ender's Game. Oh man, wow. Yep, I think my career is really in its sunset right now with jokes like that. Woo! Wee Jam seems to be in a little bit of a Wee Jam himself, but rallying out of the Nidus Worm, no problem. I mean, how do you even cope? How do you even define what is occurring with you as Wee Jam? I mean, this is just awesome to witness. Oh yeah, I love it. Slowling Spore Spine Queen. Jeez, these things kill stuff so fast, I can't believe it. I mean, I guess Spore Crawlers are also really good against Mutalisks, but don't tell any pro that I said that. Wouldn't you consider the direct counter to the Overlord the Spore Crawler? It's like, yes, yeah. Get a JPEG on Reddit. Karma's gonna happen soon. I want to see like a full graphical analysis of like Spore Crawler versus Overlord and various Overlord killing mechanics. So there's one guy who can be a really data-driven pisser offer. Ha! You got supply blocked again! Ah! Temporarily inconvenienced! Ah! And optimally temporarily inconvenienced, as a matter of fact. Oh my gosh. Relentless, we got a spine up in here. I don't know what else to say. This is just dope. Wait a minute. Oh, is that? Oh, first I thought that was like the rate, like the anti-air attack they were shooting at the Baneling nest because it was so tall. But instead, this is just like serious pro moves from Jam. And what do you know? What do you know? Trauma Tomy. Uh-oh. Da-na-na, da-na-na. I'll do one of these GSL style zoom-ins on the text. How do we get in there? Yeah, there it is. F you. What a thrill. Because when you're willing to say, you know what, I'm here for a good time, you're going to be like the fine folks from game number 1. And if you're trying a little too hard, you might encounter a real master like Wee Jam, whose elbows are true and go right into the teeth. Trauma Tomy is dead. And when we return, we're going to see more instances of gorgeous and inspiring success, as well as hilarious failures. Yeah!